Eric sent me an email asking about a topic that I refer to as the energy matrix. If I can get you to look at the illustration on the screen right now, the energy matrix is essentially outlining what energy source are you tapping into to create energy while you exercise. As you bring your heart rate progressively higher and higher, you're burning a higher percentage of stored sugar known as glycogen and a lower percentage of stored body fat. So stop and think about this. If your goal is to drop unwanted body fat, and you understand the benefits of that, maybe that's for health, just overall health and wellness. Or maybe from an athletic standpoint, you want to increase your strength to weight ratios, you want to increase your functional training power, you want to improve your power per kilogram, whatever your sport requires. Why would you want to drop body fat, decrease core body temperature, increase strength to weight ratios? Obviously, if you're wanting to drop body fat, you've got your reasons and your knowledge why. That's great. My question to you is, when you start your workout, do you know what heart rate zones you need to be in to ensure that you're burning more stored body fat and less stored sugar? Now, this is an ongoing debate online, and I always enjoy having an adult conversation with anybody because people will pull out textbook, and I call it textbook illustrations, where they'll say, well, at a higher level of intensity, it converts this and does that. I have to politely disagree with you. And the reason being is when you're giving me a textbook illustration, that's in a clinical setting where the average individual is perfectly rested, perfectly fed, perfectly hydrated because all elements are being controlled. That's not the real world for the rest of us. My experience of doing this, you need to recognize that the lower the heart rate, the higher the percentage of body fat you're going to be using for fuel. Now, when you tell me you want to drop body fat, at what point are you now crossing that threshold into burning progressively more and more sugar and less stored body fat? This is something that I find interesting when you see so-called trainers and they're taking people who, let's just say, are overweight by quite a bit, even morbidly obese, and having them do things that jack their heart rate to the moon. All you're doing is deplete. Somebody who's morbidly obese or somebody who needs to lose body fat isn't coming to you training for a 5K. At least not from a running standpoint. Walking a 5K is brilliant. You know, if you're somebody who's trying to lose body fat and you've hit a certain size or a scale weight numerous times, how anticlimactic is that for you? Crossing a finish line, that's a level of accomplishment. Walking a 5K is going to drop those pounds of body fat. You're going to have that sense of accomplishment, but it's not about a scale or a size anymore. I want to come back to the original question. Energy matrix, understanding when you're exercising, are you burning predominantly more fat and or more sugar? You have to bounce that against what your goals and objectives are, and you need to do it with accurate heart rate numbers. In our description box below this video, please tap into our resource page. There's 6 or 7 different resources available for you. Relevant to what we're talking about in this video, please leverage the use of the heart rate spreadsheet. If you're going to take the time to exercise, make sure that you're doing it at the right intensity based on what your goals are. If you're somebody that comes to me and you want to build your high-end lactate tolerance, top-end speed, I want to know when does that number actually kick in. That way we know that we're improving it. It's as much psychological as it is physical, but what we have to do is strip the emotion out of it. It's not what you perceive. I've had this happen numerous times where people say, yeah, Rob, I did a high-quality workout. They told me that they were working on their top-end speed, and then we do a data dump of their heart rate information, found out that they never even got there. Their perception was, oh, I'm going wide open. I'm really hitting that red line. They were still 8 to 10 beats away from it. Now we get into, is there a muscular strength issue that's keeping you from hitting that upper number? That's a topic for another video. I just wanted to come back to energy matrix, making sure that you're using a heart rate spreadsheet and heart rate zones that are accurate for you based on your current level of fitness, and then making sure that you understand where are your calories sourcing from, stored fat or stored sugar. When I say I want you to work smart, not hard, working out's hard enough as it is. Balancing your schedule, having the food, being prepped, equipment, gear, gym logistics, all the different sport-specific logistics. But when you do get it all organized, let's work smart while you're there. Thank you so much for the question. And if you happen to have one, please feel free to send it to us. Our goal is to answer a question a day until there are no more questions. you can do so by sending it to contact@coachrob.com. And on behalf of everybody here, we want to say thank you, and we will see you tomorrow.